WNEM TV5 News starts right now with a first alert weather update.
Extremely cold weather across mid-Michigan with feel-like temperatures well below zero, increasing the risk of frostbite or hypothermia for extended time outside. Our weather team has declared first alert weather days for today and tomorrow morning. Chris, what's the wind chill look like for tonight?
Chad, I think the wind chill will be similar to what we experienced earlier today, maybe a little bit less, but still in that territory where cold weather advisories and extreme cold warnings are still in place. Feels like temperatures tonight are right around 10 to 20 degrees below zero in most areas, and I think these will be pretty consistent right through the night, though I do think there will be a bit of a balancing act where we lose the wind, and so the wind chill theoretically shouldn't be quite as harsh, but what we gain in that, we lose with actual temperatures dropping even further, so even a little bit of wind will take those values down to where we were earlier today. So these wind chill advisories and extreme cold warnings continue through Saturday morning. They'll be allowed to expire after that. Our actual temperatures tonight are 0 to about 5 below or so. Our winds are around northwesterly directions, about 5 to 15, and they will come down a little bit more later tonight. But we take a look at downtown Saginaw. You can see hints of sun off in the distance there, indicating our skies are relatively clear. So that will lead to a substantial cool down tonight. And your first alert pinpoint Doppler radar shows we're dealing with less lake effect snow. And so that will at least be a nice welcome change for some locations as we head into the morning. So your wind chills will drop once again tonight. Where we're headed the rest of your 7-day coming up.
Thank you, Chris. Many places opening their doors for people to stay warm. Here are a few of them. In Saginaw, Rescue Ministries provides emergency shelter for the unhoused at the City Rescue Mission on East Genesee Avenue and Burt Street. The Rescue Mission also gives away coats, hats, and gloves for anyone to take when they leave. In Genesee County, the city of Flint has opened the Mays Senior Center and the McKinley Center. Both locations reopen tomorrow morning at 9 and will be available throughout the weekend for anyone needing a warm place to go. And in Bay City, the Good Samaritan Rescue Mission is now open for those in need of a warm overnight place to stay. The newly renovated 2,000 square foot center for the unhoused is located on 9th Street. It has 35 spots available from 6 at night until 8 each morning. There's also warming centers in Midland County for those in need. The County Emergency Management Office says Midland's open door dining room will serve as a short time warming center. The Greater Midland Community Center is open until 9 o'clock tonight and 8 tomorrow. County officials say overnight shelters will be determined as needed. In Mount Pleasant, the VFW is open overnight as a warming center. You can find it on East Pickard Road next to My Michigan Medical Center. And to find a warming center near you, you can call the 211 helpline or text your zip code to that number. Saginaw City Council held a strategic planning session today at the Castle Museum. As TV5's James Felton reports, the main topic was the Medical Diamond Project and new developments along the Washington Avenue corridor.
It's been a long haul. It's been a long project. As you heard probably in there, we've been working on this really redevelopment of the city's corridor, Washington Avenue, since the late 90s.
Tom Miller, the president and CEO of Saginaw Future, talking about the Medical Diamond Project in Saginaw. It was the center of discussion during a strategic planning session today at the Castle Museum in Saginaw. Miller presented an overview of the project during today's event.
The complication, I think, within this project stems from the fact that it is individual entities doing their own projects, trying to work in collaboration, coordination with the city, with the planning departments to make sure that we can leverage these projects collectively for the benefit not only of economic development, but also for healthcare access and quality care throughout the region.
For now, the planning continues to keep the momentum going. Miller says Saginaw has the opportunity to become the third bioscience hub in the state of Michigan after Detroit and Grand Rapids.
This to me has the opportunity to create the biggest economic development increase in the city in many decades. And I'm internally optimistic that with all of these projects happening, we can really collectively, they'll make a huge difference on the region's economy.
James Felton, WNEM TV5.
Saginaw City Manager Tim Morales said that the upcoming projects in the Medical Diamond will help transform a portion of Saginaw's downtown corridor into a walkable, connected, and vibrant health science campus. The deadline to apply for the vacant seat on the Saginaw Township Community Schools Board of Education is Monday. The vacancy comes after the resignation of trustee Eric Smith due to relocation. Applications must be submitted by 4 Monday afternoon. Interviews are scheduled for February 2nd, with the appointment expected that evening. The new trustee will be sworn in on February 9th. The appointment runs through December 31st of this year. For more information and to apply, head to the hot link section of WNEM.com. Drugs, money, and guns seized after a bust in West Branch. The Ogama County Sheriff's Office says an investigation began 2 weeks ago into drug-related activities. They found 2 kilograms of cocaine, fentanyl, and heroin inside, along with evidence of drug trafficking. Firearms and about $64,000 were also discovered during the search. 67-year-old Lazaro Valera and 34-year-old Kenneth Labine were arrested. Valera faces multiple drug and firearm charges, while Labine was arrested for heroin possession. The Saginaw County Clerk's Office is opening its early voting center tomorrow for the upcoming February 3rd special primary election for the 35th State Senate District. That seat has been open for a year when then State Senator Kristen McDonald-Rivet was elected to represent our state in Congress. Voting runs at the early voting center at 618 Cass Street from tomorrow until February 1st from 9 to 5. Trey Harris will have more during the news at 11. The vulnerability of victims and witnesses' personal information at the forefront of a Michigan court rule that the Michigan Supreme Court just adopted a revision to. Yesterday, the court ruled that that change would allow personal information to be unprotected, including addresses and phone numbers during discovery. Attorney General Dana Nessel issued a statement saying, in part, victims who come forward to report crimes and witnesses who step up to tell the truth should be able to trust that the justice system will do everything in its power to keep them safe. By allowing addresses and phone numbers to be handed over to defendants, this change places survivors and witnesses in harm's way and creates a fear that silences victims, discourages cooperation with law enforcement, and allows offenders to evade accountability. Nessel also urgently called on state lawmakers to write strong legislation that protects personal information from violent defendants. Attorney General Nessel has filed a federal antitrust lawsuit against some of the biggest oil companies in the world. Nessel accuses BP, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Shell, and the American Petroleum Institute of acting as a cartel in an unlawful conspiracy to prevent meaningful competition from renewable energy in order to maintain their dominance in the industry. The lawsuit alleges the companies violated the Sherman Antitrust Act, the Clayton Antitrust Act, and the Michigan Antitrust Reform Act. Nessel says the action by the companies has caused Michigan residents to suffer artificially high home and transportation energy costs. Today, the Michigan education workforce and 5 state universities held a media roundtable to talk about a new program. It's designed to help current and soon-to-be teachers be prepared inside the classroom. The program will introduce new high-scale models that will help establish stronger partnerships between educators and preparation programs. It's in an effort to build up local school districts by strengthening the state's education pipeline. Becca Tisdale talked about how the program will work.
Each of the participating EPPs will go through a really extensive vision setting and deep dive diagnostic review that is very data-based and focused. They'll use that data then to create a strategic plan that is very specific to their institution.
Along with Michigan State, the other universities partnering in this program include Northern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, and Eastern Michigan. A first-of-its-kind winter party coming to Bay City. Drift Shoreside Beer Garden inviting your family to the Freeze Fest. The activities planned for all ages after the break. Plus a live look at Zenders as snow and ice blocks are in place ahead of the opening night for Snowfest. What's planned for the 34th annual event coming up. And staying to know about this weekend's frigid temperatures and the possibility of snow by downloading the First Alert weather app. You can get live radar temperatures for your hometown and video updates from our weather team all in the palm of your hand. We've learned a Saginaw church is opening its doors to anyone who needs shelter from the bitter cold. Gideon Christ Community Church has an emergency warming shelter at its location on Federal Avenue. TV5's James Felton has more on what it takes to open its doors.
I came from being outside, homeless, to being able to. So, yeah.
And where does that emotion come from?
Being out there and not having to be out there.
Because how hard is it to be out there? Rahib Lucas says hard doesn't begin to describe facing the cold without a warm place to stay. He and his girlfriend, Micaiah Morris, have been homeless for a year. Morris says the couple underestimated how brutal Michigan weather can be on the homeless.
My feet freeze. We stayed multiple nights. It makes me emotional in the abandonment building up the street, and I would cry to him about, like how freezing it is.
But thanks to Gideon Christ Community Church, they have warmth, a meal, a shower, and are out of the elements documented in our First Alert weather forecast. The church has opened an emergency warming shelter. Pastor Roy McCullough volunteers overnight to make sure no one is left out in the cold.
Well, I see a lot of tears for one, but I see a lot of people that's suffering. A lot of people that's in the cold and they can't do no better right now. And I'll be so happy to help them.
All of this made possible through the effort of Bishop Chet Atkins, who tells me he's using his own money to make it happen.
I'm not going to be concerned with the money situation, because what's more important is that somebody wouldn't have to identify their family member in the morgue because they froze to death.
The church is open right now, so if you need a place to get out of the cold, head over to 915 Federal Avenue in Saginaw. To learn more about Gideon Christ Community Church, go to the Friday Hot Links section on our website, WNEM.com.
We'll look outside in downtown Saginaw, where at least we don't have to deal with some snow today. It seems like we've gotten a break from that. So the streets not quite as wet and soaked as they have been with some of the slush. Obviously, that would be ice with the temperatures that we expect later on tonight. So we're good with that, too. But certainly looks like our temps will be falling off quite a bit as we head into the overnight hours. Should be around 10 to 20 degrees below zero later on tonight. With the average low right around 16, we are well under that mark this evening. Highs on Saturday, mostly around the upper single digits to low teens. Averages right around 29. So we're about 20 degrees below that as well. So there's really just no better way to put it than it's going to be cold. Again, as we head through tonight, future wind chills expected to be in the same range as yesterday morning. Same as this morning. It would be yesterday morning by the time we get to Saturday, but maybe a little bit of improvement. Instead of 25 to 30 below, maybe we're more consistently in that 15 to 25 degree range. But overall, it's not going to improve much. But I do think you'll start to see a bigger difference once we get to the afternoon. I think we'll actually have a chance to come up above zero in many spots for Saturday afternoon before we drop back off again Saturday night. That mainly just due to the fact that we'll go through that natural cycle of cooling off as the day goes on. Your First Alert pinpoint Doppler radar not showing much snow this evening. That is tied up to our north and west and to our south and west. Finally seems like the lake effect is slowing down a little bit. That's great news for areas in West Michigan. Some have gotten over 2 feet of snow over the last several days. Your hour by hour forecast as we go through tonight shows we've got clear skies. Another reason temperatures will be dropping off quite a bit as we go through Saturday morning, expecting that sunshine still. Pretty nice day overall tomorrow. It's just still going to be cold, but we've got some sunshine intermixed with the clouds in the afternoon. What we will be watching for, though, is the cloud cover that moves in on Saturday night, and what's south of it as we move into Sunday. There's a chance we could get some snow from that big winter storm that is primarily moving by to our south, but we might be able to get on the northern fringe of it, and what that could do is send some snow showers our way, primarily for the thumb in areas up to about Bay City or Midland. There's going to be a really sharp cutoff in this region right here where it sets up up, I think, still up for a little bit of debate. I think it'll be somewhere right around this Bay City, Midland, and Alma line, somewhere right in there. And so where that happens, I think snowfall will go from maybe an inch or two to very little very quickly in areas like Houghton Lake, Ogemaw, and also Roscommon counties, maybe even Clare and Gladwin. Probably won't see much when it comes to snowfall. Our ranges are going to be pretty broad for now, just to account for any adjustments that might need to be made. But I think most areas in this gray shaded zone probably closer to a trace to 1 rather than 2, though I do think there's a slight exception for some of these areas that run right along the shoreline here, as there could be some lake effect that is offshore. So I think this helps tell the story a little bit too. The chance of 2 inches of snow or more is clearly a little bit higher the further south and east you go. The chance for 2 inches is pretty much 0 in the far north and west. Your forecast for the next 7 days shows temperatures will be right around the teens pretty much all week next week. It'll also be a much quieter week overall. A few chances for snow, but probably not as many as this past week.
Thank you, Chris. More local news. A first-of-its-kind event in Bay City this weekend. Drift Shoreside Beer Garden is teaming up with downtown Bay City for the first Freeze Fest. The winter party features a live broadcast of 94.5, the Moose Entertainment, and a cornhole competition. The Freeze Fest will feature 10 breweries from around the state, passing out samples, swag, and good vibes. The event coincides with the Downtown Chili Cook-Off. The hearty seasonal event returns with 8 local restaurants competing with their homemade recipes that you get to vote for. Tickets are $15. Both the Chili Cook-Off and the Freeze Fest start at 11. For more information, go to the hot link section of WNEM.com. More local news, a live look in Frankenmuth before giant blocks of snow and ice are transformed into works of art. Zender's Snowfest is celebrating 35 years with the grand opening on Wednesday. Dozens of artists will build creations for several categories, including the double and single block competitions. There's also a warming tent with food, beverages, booths, live music, and the annual fireworks show next Saturday. For more on what to expect during Zender's Snowfest, head to our hot link section. Investigators with the Flint Major Crime Unit are releasing new surveillance video of the unsolved murder of a woman who was attacked on her 50th birthday. Crime Stoppers says Tazwayla Williams was found lying on the sidewalk near Marion Hall on Martin Luther King Avenue in Flint on July 1st of last year. She was beaten and stabbed multiple times, dying just a day later. 2 people were caught on camera running from the scene. Detectives hope the footage will help identify them. Anonymous tips can be submitted to Crime Stoppers with a cash reward for up to $2,500 for any tips leading to an arrest.
Ma'am, are you okay? Someone got a female laying on the ground.
Grand Blanc Township police officers' heroic rescue caught on camera. Around 1 this morning, they were called to a house on fire where a woman was found unable to move.
Come on. I know. Come on.
The police department says the woman was taken to a hospital where she's currently in serious condition. The fire department was able to put the fire out, preventing it from spreading to nearby homes. All new tonight, he lost his eyesight, but not his spirit. Meet Goose, the incredible farm dog who continues to bring in cattle and supervise the greenhouse, even after going blind. His inspiring story on the news at 10 on the Great Lakes Sports and Entertainment Network. Then on TV5 News at 11, early voting for the 35th State Senate District special election begins this Saturday. We'll give you a preview of the new Saginaw County Early Voting Center. Plus, no school, no problem. Even though most schools were canceled today, we do still have action on the hardwood tonight. All the highlights at 11.
In the 7-day forecast, one more time, a chance for some snow showers on Sunday. That would be the northern edge of that system to our south. We'll see what progress it can make through the weekend. Cold wind chills to start tomorrow, but should get better in the second half of the day. And next week, more temps in the teens.
Are you tired about talking about the cold yet?
You know, it keeps me busy. So, well, yes and no. I'm more so ready for a change on a personal level.
There will be more cold weather talk tonight at 9 o'clock for the digital live stream. You can join that stream at WNEM.com, on the TV5 YouTube and Facebook pages, on our Roku and Fire Stick channels, and on the TV5
You know what
News
the
app.
worst part about it is? is that what is bothering me at this point in the year is not the snow, it's not the cold, it is the slush. Everywhere is slush, and it's brown, and it gets everywhere. That's my least favorite thing.
I think I've used my snowblower like 5 or 6 times already. Last year, that was not the case.
I've doubled my snowblower usage this year.
Yeah, and I'm very happy I have it. Thank you for watching the WNEM Evening Extra. Keep up with us as the news breaks online, on our app, or on social media. We'll see you on TV5 at 11.